Hey guys, for only $99.95 off Amazon is the Magnus VT-350 a great entry-level tripod? Let's find out. So I've had this tripod for 3 years now, and I've really used this thing. I've banged it up, I've taken it all over in the jungle, urban, rural areas. It's been around. And for the first year and a half, I thought this tripod was extremely great, and I actually recommended it to a fellow videographer. But over time, I realized there are some flaws with this tripod. But I'm going to talk about the good things about it first. Okay, the first good thing is I'm about 6'2", and this tripod can reach at its highest 7 feet. I got this tripod for this height because I wanted something that would make my camera be about eye level so I can see what I'm doing while I'm panning and tilting. The thing is, I don't actually record at this height all too often because a lot of my subjects, they're shorter than me, or there are a lot of interesting things that I need to get that are at a low angle. The good thing is it does fold down to about 1.5 feet off the ground, so I can get some nice low shots in between. Okay, for panning and especially tilting, this fluid head works really well on this tripod. I use it, at least with my little Samsung NX500, and the person I recommended this to, I believe he uses a Canon T5i. But this would work with, say, a Canon 80D or a Sony A6500. Basically, this will work great for any DSLR or mirrorless camera. Probably would work good for some of the lighter end, higher end video cameras, like maybe a Canon C200 or so. Now it's somewhat heavy, and there are some metal parts, but there are a lot of plastic parts at the joint ends, and this is where I'm getting into some of the negatives for this tripod. If you can see right here, I can't actually reach 7 feet on this tripod anymore because there was a little crank here that I would use to wind up and get this part, the fluid head, it would actually be able to extend even higher than where the extensions could go for the tripod. I actually had this for 1.5 years, and then I lent it out to someone who's not really a professional videographer in any means. It's just someone who is just trying something out, and between that person and relative, they broke it. And I would just leave it as a one-shot thing, as carelessness on someone who doesn't know what they're doing. But the tripod that I'm using right now to mount my camera is the tripod that I recommended to my friend who has the Canon camera. And he lent it out, and within 6 months, it was the 3rd time he lent it to that person. At the exact same spot, it broke. The other thing is I've noticed over the 3 years is right here on one of the tripod legs, there's starting to be like a loose gap. This actually can slide out every now and then when I'm trying to do something where I have the legs all extended out. This can slide out now. And this flaw is actually happening with my friend's. Actually, it started with my friend's tripod first, and now my one recently, within the past month, has started to do that. I mean, yes, it can snap back in, but it's still annoying that it's doing this. So that's another design flaw, and I'm wondering if it has anything to do with this section here being broken, because I believe it's actually the exact same leg on his tripod where it loosens. Another issue with the tripod is actually, oh crap. Okay, I forgot to bring the release plate for my friend's tripod. 1 second. Okay, a lot of this video is going to be overexposed, but I don't care, I'm not going to reshoot. But as I was saying, with this quick release plate, this part is starting to get worn out. The part that attaches the camera on top of this release plate, this screw here, it's a little loose now. Meaning sometimes if I have it, just imagine that the camera is mounted on top of it, so you have the tripod aimed up. After a while, the camera might just shift a little like this or shift a little like that. Then you just have to straighten it back in place. And my concern with this tripod is with heavier cameras, where with gravity and everything and a heavier weight, it might shift even more. Other than that, this thing snaps into the tripod pretty good. Basically, it's just using the weight. You have your camera on top, snap it into place. This lock has never felt loose, like my camera is going to drop out. Once it's latched in good, and then from there it's just easy panning and easy tilting. I forgot to mention that when this crank was working and it lifted the camera up, it wasn't the smoothest experience using the crank, getting the camera to go down or to get that nice high-rise shot with the camera. It wasn't the smoothest experience. I did other things to get that effect, more so than using that. So the best part of when this was working was to get the additional height with this camera. You know, and it's pretty solid when you're out in the field. It does have a decent weight that you're not gonna feel all the shakes on this camera. It does hold up pretty nicely, except when it's extremely windy. If you have all the legs out and it's extremely windy, you will see the shake. But once you're just maybe 2 legs down, then it's pretty solid. It holds up. And that's with my light camera on top. So if you had a heavier camera, it would definitely hold up in the breeze. While editing this video, I realized I didn't talk about the accessories that come with the VT-350, starting with these little guys, replacement rubberized feet that go in the bottom of your tripod in case you wear out the ones that originally come with it, but after 3 years, I haven't needed to do so. And the other thing that comes with the tripod is a carrying bag, handy for when you're going on long walks with your tripod. Only problem is I don't have the bag right now to show you. It's currently in a hotel room in Panama, but I did ask my friend who's there to shoot some B-roll for you. And there you go. Anyways, back to the main review. So in conclusion, it's a cheap tripod with a very nice fluid head, but because it's cheap, you will have to deal with some build quality issues over time. I'd still recommend this for beginners to semi-pro to even professionals, you know, just the one-man show, someone doing something on YouTube or a videographer shooting commercials by themselves. For big productions, obviously, I wouldn't recommend something like this where you'd stick a Red or a Arri Alexa camera on it, where those heavy cameras. I mean, but of course, if you're spending 10 to 30,000 US dollars on the camera, you wouldn't stick it on a $100 tripod. But for people who are using a lot of the photo cameras, DSLR and mirrorless cameras to shoot videos, like, you know, the Panasonic GH5 and the Sony A7S's, this tripod works pretty decent. Of course, if you don't want to deal with the build quality issues, you should pay a bit more for something more sturdy so you don't have to deal with this. But if you think about it, you could order probably about 3 of these for just the price of one Manfrotto. So you could buy 3 of these and then rotate it so, you know, you keep each one not getting as banged up as just using one tripod for 3 years like I did. So guys, if you're interested in getting this tripod, there's a Amazon affiliate link in the description. So if you feel like helping me out with this channel, I get a little commission when you click on that link, and you can order this tripod using that link below. So anyways guys, that's it for now. More reviews and other videos to come. If you found this video informative, please smash that like button. Subscribe for more content if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next week.